Hi everyone, it's the bad guy here, back with another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you guys why your arena defenses aren't working. Stay tuned. Okay guys, now before we start the video, I just want to put in a disclaimer in here for you guys for arena defense in general, and that is, no matter how good you think your arena defense is, it's gonna lose. It's a fact. Like, the monsters are using their AI and they're not the smartest. Sometimes they don't use the right skills. So even if you're meant to win, you could have won that match, but maybe your arena defense derped and you ended up losing it, right? So like, when it comes to arena defense, what you want to do is avoid getting hit more than try to go for wins, right? So you can even see here, I'm not an exception to that. This one time when I finished Guardian, I was hit 96 times, which is a decent amount of times, and my defense hit was only 11.5%, and I still managed to finish Guardian, right? And over here, this was last week, I had a 25% win rate. I was hit a lot more times, and it's only like this because it's only at 25 because I didn't rush. If I had tried to rush and go for Guardian 1, Guardian 2, then I would have been hit back a lot more by guys who are doing arena, so my defense rate would have reduced maybe below 20%, or maybe reached around 20%. So if you can get 20 to 30% on your defense rate, you're doing really well, and as long as you're getting hit less times, then yeah, your defense can be considered to be successful. So now, in line with that, I'm gonna for this video I'm introducing for this video I'm gonna introduce a new acronym for you guys, and that's gonna be OEW, and that means your defense shouldn't have any obvious exploitable weaknesses, and that's going to be the core of this video. I'm going to hit a few guys, and then we're going to look for any obvious exploitable weaknesses in their defense, and you guys will take this as a sort of guideline when you're making your defense. You don't want anything that's obviously exploitable, so I'll give you guys my insight into that. And before we do that, I was looking at my list, my defense list, and I lost a lot. As you can see, I only had one defense successful, but it was against this guy Claytano. He's the legend himself, right? We all know him, or most of us who play this game would have heard of him at some point or another, or watched one of his videos. And yeah, let's go ahead. In one of his videos, he actually hit me. That was a while back, like 4 to 5 months ago. He hit me back when I was a lot weaker, I guess. And we're gonna hit him back, and this is his defense. Now let's talk about his defense. Now, what are some of the obvious exploitable weaknesses you can see here? The first one that I can see is that he doesn't have an attack bar buffer. That means if I go in with a fast attack bar buffer, I'm guaranteed turn 1. And the way I see this defense, it doesn't dissuade. The only thing that's dissuading me from devolutioning him here is this Freya over here, right? So what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna try devolution him first, and if that doesn't work, then we'll try something different with an Okeanos to try and reset her. But Freya is a good option for arena defense, but I would avoid putting her with an HP leader in Mo Long over here, because it gives her more HP stats, so giving her more chance to survive like a Lucian nuke. So let's just go ahead and try this out and see how it goes. And see, I think it should be fine. I really hate Freya. She's like a free double nemesis healer. But that's only if she dies, that's the thing. Also, like, by Lucianing, using Lucians here, there's a good chance my first Lucian will glance on her, so maybe she won't die. And the rest of the monsters will just drop like flies. So against devolutions, they don't have a really strong nemesis healer there, so it's not very scary. Like, I prefer Freya with a resistance leader instead of an HP leader, like I said. Like, if there was a Praha there, then I would not hit it because of that resist lead. And they also shield runes here, which is gonna mitigate the damage that my Lucians do. My first Lucian. As long as my first Lucian doesn't kill her, then we're good to go. Just go ahead and hit this. Let's see if we kill her. She doesn't die, right? And my second Lucian hits harder than my first Lucian, so let's just go ahead and do that. And simple as that. So you saw that I was guaranteed turn 1 because my frigate I was guaranteed turn 1 because my frigate is definitely going to be faster than anyone. They don't have an attack per buffer there who can maybe compete with my frigate or cut in or anything like that. So it ended up being easy like that. Also, like you saw the shield runes on his defense caused problems, and also the fact that she's fire, and there was no other thing to dissuade a devolution. So you can see that defense is quite easily devolutionable. Actually, he needs more stats on his units, to be honest, because like I've devolutioned some people who like they survived on a sliver of health on their Molongs and their Viteshes. And yeah, they can come back and still kill your devolutions, right? So anyways, so what we're gonna do is, I don't want to take too long on this. I'm just gonna I've refreshed the list just now, so we're gonna start from the bottom up, and we're gonna try and point out some obvious weaknesses that we can exploit in each of the defenses we meet. Now for this defense, it has a Perner there, so there's really no reason for me to be afraid of devolutioning this. There's no speed leader or anything like that. In fact, I think I can even get away with using a Zyros here. But that Perner is probably on what's it called again? That Perner is probably on Will, so we'll see. Let's just get my Zyros and try it like that, because I want to reset the Perner. Actually, we don't even need to. I think we should still be fine. Yeah, we'll just go with it with the way it was. We'll just devolution that too. Like, one obviously exploitable weakness is that you can be Lucian. So like when you're constructing your defense and someone looks at it and says I can Lucian that, then that is a huge weakness. Like if you want to rank high in arena, that's something that you really have to avoid. One thing that I have a lot of trouble with when it comes to trying to Lucian people is double nemesis healers. I guarantee you, if you have a really good well-runed aerial or Praha on your defense, a lot of people will not hit it just because of that threat of double nemesis will. Like if you go in with the first Lucian and then Praha procs and heals, or aerial procs and heals, aerial especially because he buffs your whole team's their attack bar as well, right? So now in this situation, Perna may go crazy and kill a Lucian of mine, but Camila over here will never do that. So all in all, we just have to focus down this Perna and kill her before she kills my Lucians, and we should be fine. We can auto this down. It's just one Camila. We should be able to bring her down. And I'm pretty sure this guy is maybe high up in arena. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to too many guys in the arena. I do know the really strong guys in arena when I see them, and I've never heard of this guy. I'm sorry if I haven't. Please don't get offended or anything like that. So like, I think maybe this wasn't his best defense out there because it wasn't really well thought out. It just has a few damage dealers there, and the Camila is not enough to you shouldn't just pick. If you have a Camila, you need to surround her with guys who will enable her to, you know, to do damage. Like for example, if there's a Rakan Camila, then I would think twice about hitting it, because both of them would live and Rakan would be really hard to kill and he could solo my team very easily. Okay, we move on to the next one, another one which is, you may think, oh, there's two fire here, but I can devolution this because these two will die. And Juno is not a threat. If this was Rakan, I wouldn't do it, but Juno is not a threat. So a big weakness to this is that it can be devolutioned. It can also be Zyros, because Zyros would reset the enemy team. But I think it should be easy to devolution this. I know I'm using a lot of devolution, but this is what people are going to be using against you. This is what you want to avoid happening to your defense. If you can get devolution, you won't rank high. So, or your real defense will be very easy to hit. So yeah, I'm also confident in the speed of my frigates. So this should be fine. Perna will die. She'll use her first life, and then yeah, it should be an easy one. And here we go, Perna will die. We'll probably get stripped by Juno. But if you see my frigate is fast enough, so I can even come up with a stun, but that didn't work out. Okay, we could lose here now. We are probably going to lose here now. Because Perna stunned not Perna, but Juno stunned 3 people. And that's a dead Lucian, so not a bad defense, but I still feel if I redo it, I could win. Let's just go ahead and try do this, because my frigate has an attack rune on him. So I think we have a good chance of killing this Perna. Let's just hit him. I think, yeah, we should kill this Perna, and then we'll just be left with the Juno. This Juno actually could solo us now because we won't have the damage to, and Megan always puts on a dot, and frigate always puts on the freaking, he always puts on the armor break. So we'll see what happens. You see, because he's so fast, and then he puts, okay, she resisted. She's stunning so much, like this is what I mean. Even sometimes RNG can really swing against you. Let's just keep trying. Maybe we can end her. Do that. We'll buff because we want to avoid putting another. Oh god, no. If she puts one on, then we're fucked now. Unless we can kill her, I don't know. Not going good. Well, we've lost this. We lost this. We'll try it again. We were close to winning there. We're just gonna hit the bottom 5 because I don't want this video to run too long. We'll try hit this guy again because I still feel it can be double Lucianed. If we were a bit more lucky and he was a bit more unlucky, like I could switch what I want to do, but I feel this is like the safest way to do it. I feel it's the safest way because it will just play out the same way. Hopefully this time she doesn't stun us as often. She got a 3-man stun. Despair has 25% stun rate, so like that was very lucky on her part. But don't take it wrong, it's also a strong defense, but like I said, it can be double Lucianed. We also crit that Juno this time, you saw. We were just a bit unlucky. If we had stunned the Perna that time, would have killed her also. Let's try and armor break him. It's a her. And then like at this point we can just win. Now a lone Perna is not going to be able to beat my frigate and my Megan, so even if he kills these 2 Lucians, it's going to be fine. So we almost won the last one too, so like it can be double Lucianed. That's something you should always avoid. I should never think about Lucianing you. Hopefully maybe the next guy won't be double Lucianable, but also these guys, if they're here, they probably deserve to be here, so maybe this is just a midweek defense. What's up with the freezing? Okay, sorry about that guys, my game crashed a little. So we're gonna move on to the next defense, which is Cox. K-O-C-C-S, whatever, I'm not sure what that's supposed to stand for. This team over here, generic speed team, but I see a huge issue in that why does he have 2 units designed to take turn 1, right? There's no reason for you to have a Chloe and an Orion on the same team. Pick one or the other, you're wasting a slot. That's the main issue I actually see with this team. Now what can you do here? You'd want to outspeed it. If you have a Shimite, you'd use a Shimite. If you have any speed leader, who can you use? Tableau? I don't know, it depends on you. So all in all, like this is bad. You could have put anything else there, even a Ritesh or a healer or Nemesis healer or something. No, that wouldn't work well here. Like a different, like maybe an AoE attacker, a Zyros, Okeanos, anything like Rakan, Perna, whatever. Just don't have 2 units designed to support units designed to give you turn 1 in the same team. So what are we gonna do here? We can go with this team. Speed leader will definitely outspeed, or we can even go with the Zyros cleave. It will work. We'll kill everything here. We'll even go with this just to have a fair fight with the guy. We'll go with it like that. But yeah, when you're making your arena defenses, that's something that will make it not work. Don't have 2 attacker buffers or like basically supports that are designed to give you designed to take and give your team turn 1. on the same, like on the same team, on the same arena defense. So what could happen here? Worst case scenario, Chloe buffs, but we have a stripper. For sure she wouldn't buff if we use some mods, because we definitely outspeed. Even here we outsped. Pretty confident in my frigate. He could be better, but you know, you take what you get. So we'll just strip off the buffs. Theomars will get reset, so even if he's not armor broken, it's fine. I don't care. They can kill my Zyros. It's not the end of the world. These 3 supports can solo Theomars just fine. Theomars, this is also another big issue with this defense, is that Theomars is not the best on arena defense. If you have other units like maybe a Ritesh or a Beast Monk or something, then you should rather use him other than Theomars, because Theomars is a single target attacker. So unless he goes super crazy, he's not gonna like wipe the enemy team if you outspeed or something like that. But if you have a Zyros there, he'll reset. If you have an Okeanos, he'll stun. If you have like a Ritesh, he could like put armor break on everyone and kill. Now this is a lot better. I like this setup a lot better than the previous one, because there's just one Orion there as this threat for turn 1, a Ciara there who's also another threat, Ritesh another threat, and also Kamun can be a threat if the match goes long. Now any obvious weaknesses I see? Not really. I don't see any obvious weaknesses. So the only thing that could make, actually I do see one right now, and that's the lack of a stripper. Yeah, this will lose to a will shield cleave very easily, or someone who can outspeed it. Like this will beat this quite easily, because Zyros will kill Ciara, reset Orion, and reset these 2. So it should be an easy win on that. So like what he needs is a stripper here. That's the only thing that defense is. That's the obvious weakness that's there. So we'll just hit it with this. If he could put a Juno there, or even who strips, like an Aquila, or even Orion's cousin, the Gemini. Gemini would have been a lot better there than Kamun. Well, Kamun is also another unit that's best on Guild War defense. I'm not afraid of him when I see him on arena defense. In fact, I want to hit it when I see him there, because he doesn't offer too much. He'll just get cleaved like everyone else. There we go. We'll strip. Worst case scenario, we don't strip, but Ciara didn't have Will Runes, so it's not the end of the world. Then we'll reset and kill Ciara. I don't know if the reset came through. Then we'll try for the stuns. We'll strip the speed buff off Ritesh, and then we'll just slowly work them down. Like this is now, you can describe this as the last kicks of a dying horse. There's almost nothing they can do. They've been reset, so this would be a lot. Not everyone has Zyros or fast runes to outspeed your Orion, or even a speed leader to use versus your Orion Ciara. So like I said, burying people like me who have this combo and it's runed up well enough to be able to not get cut in, because getting your Zyros fast enough to work in this combo is not easy, and it's giving it enough damage to be able to be useful in this comp is also not easy with the speed. So the other thing, that the one easy team that I could build to beat this would be a Will Shield Cleave comp. So you'd want to avoid not having a stripper, because anyone with that would be able to beat you. They don't even have to be fast, they just have to have Will and Shield and it would work. So yeah, try and put in a stripper. Strippers are very important. If you have one, try and put one in your defense. I mean, we all have one. We all got the chance to get Gemini. So if you even have a Gemini, there's no reason why you don't have a stripper in this sort of comp of team. So that's the 4th one. So we'll do, I guess, one more, and then I guess I'll reset the list and then do it again. This team is good versus me. Why do I say it's good versus me? Because there's a lot of water and fire. So I can bring in Zyros here and trying to devolution it. If this Praha is on Nem Will, then she may cut in between and then heal, and then, but even then, like, there's no real threat other than Camila, so we will just go ahead and devolution it. Even if the Praha heals, there's nothing in there that will actually insta kill my Lucians. So that's a weakness of it. Also, you can outspeed it very easily. That's another weakness for this defense. It's just, I guess, some sort of tank stall-ish defense, but it's not very well. I guess it is thought out. Like, if I had a stronger water nukers, if I had an Alicia, then I'd cleave it for sure, but I don't. So this is what I'm gonna do. I don't think she'll even cut. Look at her speed. If you're gonna put a Nemesis wheel, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see if she cuts. She didn't even have double Nemesis will. Like, how? I think maybe I'm not sure why he'd make a defense like this. But that was, well, it was quite easy. So problems with it, you need to have your Praha on Nemesis if you're gonna use her like that. Otherwise, she's just pointless there, because it's very easily illusionable. And I don't know, like, it wasn't the best thought out. Well, it didn't even have a stripper, so it could also be will shield cleave. No, it did have one Praha, so it couldn't be will shield cleave. Or it would be dangerous to will shield cleave it, but it could be very easily outsped and devolutions, which a lot of people have access to. And you want to avoid being beaten by people who have, like, being easy prey for low level people with illusions, right? Now this team is the last team I'm gonna do for this video. This defense is quite scary. I mean, Samat is always scary on his own, but you see, the issue with this whole setup is there's no speed leader. Not speed leader, but there's no attack burp buffer. Or I can easily, most people cannot speed it if they have a speed leader, and even just a regular speed leader with not as regular fast attack burp buffer without a speed leader can still outspeed this, because how fast can that Lima be if she's on Despair? They're rarely on Swift, right? So how would you beat this? It's not easy, honestly. It's not an easy defense to beat because of Samat. I have my own Samat, so I'm just gonna hit it with Samat. I can hopefully reset that Samat, and then nuke with illusion will maybe kill. Okay, even that, it's scary. This defense is annoying. I think the best way I'd hit it is just go with the Zyros team that I used before. That's the safest way, because like there's no guarantee my one Lucian is gonna be able to kill Lima, and this Kraka is also a reviver, and Samat will come back with back damage and can stun people. So this is a scary looking defense. Most people would avoid it. Honestly, if I didn't have Zyros, I would avoid it. But I think we'll do just fine with the Zyros. But even I can still lose with Zyros if RNG goes bad and he doesn't reset. Or I don't know, a lot of things can go wrong. So, or if Chiu doesn't strip, which happens a lot. So it's a strong defense. It has a speed leader. The only, like I said, the only big obvious weakness is that there's no fast attack burp buffer, so I'm guaranteed turn 1. We'll just strip that, hopefully get it. We got it, and now we'll just have to watch for the resets if we can get. Okay, this is going pretty well, and then we'll just, let's hope that we reset. Yeah, we got the resets. So now we'll just slowly work them down. If my Zyros had more damage, it would be better. We'll just kill this Samat before he keeps hitting my Zyros. We'll just do that. And then we'll just work on these ones before we start working on Rakan. Ooh, okay. I still think we're in an okay position. We'll kill the reviver before she starts reviving. Like you see, it's scary. I'm not guaranteed a win. Maybe if my Zyros wasn't stunned and he got the second AoE off, then it would be rather easier. But these are all what ifs. We still have a really good chance to win though. Does Rakan have his third skill up? Doesn't matter. Yes, he does. Oh god, now we're definitely in trouble. And we didn't get the... And Samat was... Oh god, I think we could lose this now. But like I said, it's a strong defense. I wasn't even very confident when hitting it. And she resets all his cooldowns, so like he's gonna come back with all that freaking back damage. This is a loss, for sure. Yep, this is a loss, so we're gonna quit out. But yeah, you saw what happened. It was always this. You never guaranteed a win. Maybe we can try it once more. Let's see if we can get some better RNG this time. I need to work on the damage my Zyros does, but yeah, it's a good defense, this one. It has like that's the only weakness, and it's not the most exploitable one. Maybe if there was no Samad here, then I could just Devolution it, because a single Rakan is not the end of the world in versus a Devolution, right? But Samad makes things a bit more difficult. Let's just go again. Let's see what happens. It doesn't matter as long as we get the resets that we need. We got the resets. Hopefully we stun, because that Rakan could kill my Zyros with his first skill. Okay, we'll just do that. We'll kill her. And then we'll slowly work on Rakan. Okay, then we'll kill Kraka then. Not Kraka, but Lima. This guy has so many LD Nat 5s. What? 2. I've never even seen 1. Come to us, please give me a LND Nat 5. When I first started the game, I thought I'd actually get one. You know, those noob hopes or whatever, but yeah, it's all good. And there we go, we beat it. RNG sometimes doesn't play in your favor, so like that's how you'd want to do it, guys. When you're making your arena defense, you'd want to avoid any easy weaknesses that can be exploited. Number 1, devolutions. Number 2, having like no attack word buffer, or you can have no attack word buffer as long as your team is designed to work well without it. Like if it's a Nemwell comp or something like that, or it's just so tanky that's definitely gonna survive most devolutions and stuff like that. So you don't avoid obvious weaknesses. We'll keep at it. I'll do another video on this maybe in the future at some point, just to maybe I'll do one for C1 to C2-ish people. This is actually C2, so yeah. But that guy is not in C2. This guy is definitely not C2. This should be C3 or something. But whatever. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something a little from me over here about trying to avoid glaring weaknesses in your defense. This is the defense I'm using right now. This is one that actually got the win off Claytano. It's not the best one, but you can see it didn't have an obvious weakness that you can exploit. You at least not. You don't want to get speed cleaved, so there's no weakness when it comes to speed cleaving it, right? You really can't devolution it because my Chiu over here would and my frigate move first, and then you get stripped and then, you know, reset and things. And if you want to outspeed it, then you'd have to be able to outspeed my frigate, and you can cut. So a lot of things that you'd have to think about. This is what you want to do when you're making your defenses. Make it not easily cleaved fast. Either ways, we'll talk more about it in future, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and comment if you enjoyed the video, and I guess bye, right? Bye.